Ship Crash Canteen, recently opened establishment and inventors of the liquor Shipwreck. If you come out sober, you get your money back. Interesting. Commercial zone, though. A pulse generator and a Gatling of the Republic for 11,250 credits. Why are you so fucking expensive? I bought them for significantly cheaper up here. And just the store. Oh, it's a blueprint. That's why. Okay. Got it. Understood. So I can just make my own. The pulse generator stuns a ship when it's in radius. So if they're up close, I can just pop that, which is quite nice. Blueprint for it. I don't know. Light guided missile launcher Mark IV we had found on a guy. So there's a couple of those. A cannon of the Republic. Yeah, really good hull damage. Kind of goes along with a light cannon. Longer range, better accuracy. Ammunition of this cannon causes great damage to the hull, but is not effective against the shields. Acceptable accuracy and slow fire rate. Alright, so it's comparable. We'll put missile launchers down here. And the shotgun, I guess, we'll put, like, I don't know, over there. Alright. Fine, fine. I don't have anything to scrap. I guess we can head to that bar. And then I suppose we're gonna move on with maybe more of the main mission or something? Or perhaps pound out some contracts for more money, because I am running a little bit low now. You go into the place, which seems really lively. The customers are gathered around the table as they chant enthusiastically. You approach to contemplate the spectacle, and you distinguish an enormous man and a young woman who drink shots non-stop while the audience cheers. The man seems to be severely impaired by alcohol, and after a few rounds, he falls to the ground, causing the spectators to laugh. The young woman says, "Ha, you didn't even give me a good warm-up. Is there any other brave man who thinks you can challenge me?" "You, yes you, the guy with the goofy face. Would you like to try your luck?" "Get ready." You sit face to face, and the waiter brings you a couple of jars of liquor next to a small glass. Your opponent looks at you defiantly as she laughs. "Whenever you want, I warn you that the liquor in this tavern is one of the strongest in the sector. A weak-hearted man like you won't be able to stand half a pitcher. Probably aptitude 2 or higher, 1 die roll. Let's go." Cock. You feel dizzy and nauseous. Yeah, okay, we faint. Fucking owned. Absolutely. 1 shot, that's all it took. A flash of light wakes you up and you immediately feel the headache. Blinded, you rub your eyes a couple of times to find yourself on the bed of your cabin. You barely remembered what had happened the night before. That duel of shots had gotten out of hand. It was 1 shot. You vaguely remember how some of the crew carried you while you were faint. Pain doesn't let you think. You get up while the room is still spinning and you go in search of Stephanie to give you something for the pain. Today will be a rough day. Stephanie King, short. Hungover, less experience. Balls. Oh man, such a lightweight. Which is flying around messing with some debris. You're on the bridge when you hear the gate's servo motor. It's crew member King who addresses you. "Captain, Ashley is awake. She's somewhat disoriented, but she's out of danger." Ashley was the girl you had saved in District 8. You found her convulsing in her boyfriend's apartment, barely a minute before you could stabilize her. You arrive at the sickbay and you find her sitting on her stretcher. Whatever it was the medical team had done to her, she had a better appearance now. Ashley was a young woman in her early 20s with soft features and bright blonde hair. You would have sworn to have seen her somewhere, but you didn't know where. "Hey, you're the captain, aren't you? Can you explain what's happening? What have you done with my clothes? Oh god, I can't believe you stripped me and put me on this horrible white coat." Our medical team is very professional. You're saying it as if it's a life or death decision. We're very professional? Well, and who are you supposed to be? You don't look like pirates. Pirates with good taste, at least. Can someone tell me what I'm doing here? It may have looked as if she wasn't, but she was nervous. She kept talking and making comments about absolutely everything, probably to seem less terrified, although it just had the opposite effect. We explain and Barry, and she says, Barry, damn bastard, how did he let me try that? It almost killed me. Well, Barry, good luck in the 8th District. This girl has just become a member of the Republic under the command of the famous Captain, what was your name again? The situation begins to tire you. You would give anything for a pirate ambush at this time. Everything seems easier when you can shoot your problems in the face. I think you've misunderstood me, or that's not the deal. We're just going to take you home. I guess you've misunderstood me? The girl is silent, at least. A very brief oasis of silence. Come on, I don't have anywhere to go. Take me with you. We'll have crazy adventures. Ashley and her comrades save the universe. Ashley and her team discover a new inhabited galaxy. Captain Ashley to the rescue. Gulp. Now she seems offended. Hey, as if I was annoying or something. You'll see, I'll become the most useful crew member of them all. Maybe in the end you'll even decide to put me in charge of the ship, Captain. You can't stand it any longer. Okay, Ashley, we'll give you a test. If within 3 days you still want to sign up, I'll let you join us. You knew her little dream wouldn't last for long. When she saw what life on the ship was like, it wouldn't take long for her to beg for you to take her back home. Start by helping Richter. Huh. Yeah, I was just like messing with some debris here because you can kind of like bump up against it a little bit, and I was just gonna shove it, and then I was gonna try using the G thing to like really shove it forward. Kia, sort of. So let's see. Whoa. Hey. What the hell? I was just about to G. You tell me this is as far as you'll go? Aww. Well, that's some shit. Damn it. Ah. Alright. Well, that's fine. I hurt my ship quite a lot doing all that. We'll head back to the city, repair, and then we'll continue the main storyline for a little bit, but I think I'm going to park the series for a little while. This might just be the last part for a bit, and we'll revisit it at another later date to see sort of what's changed and what's improved and all that, because I'm quite interested in the game, but it is still early access, so I'm really curious to see where it goes. So I think we're kind of getting to the point where it's been long enough. I think we've got a generally good idea of where the game's currently at, so we can check it out another time. I'm liking it a lot so far, though. I'm really looking forward to what this does later on. They've got the blueprint for a mine launcher now, which I don't, because the mines are like stationary. They're really difficult to see. I'm not a huge fan of the mines. I mean, I never really used them much, just that starting ship in the prologue had it, but I don't know. And then they've got another hacking drone. I don't think anything here is new. Okay. Something budget to shred, maybe? 938 for a light cannon, although these didn't shred very well. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just, we'll just leave it. Save up my money a little bit in case I need more repairs. Because, like, weapon and armor-wise, I think we're, well, weapon-wise, I think we're quite okay. Armor-wise, I don't really want to pick up a shield generator, although it is a little tempting to replace the flak with that. That just makes me super-duper susceptible to missiles and stuff. In fact, I should probably put on another flak or something just to help out with nearby stuff, because do I really need 2 radars? I mean, we're hitting targets big enough. I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's fine. So let's redock here. If I can. Do I have to like actually leave and come back? Or is this okay? Oh, dock 2's open now. Oh, I see. Yeah, let's build... We'll build a flak. Because I think the flaks... The interceptor laser is quite nice, but the damage is lower. Like, it's more... The range is slightly better, the accuracy is a lot better, but the damage is a lot less, so it's more regular damage to missiles and stuff, I suppose, and it's better for, like, quickly moving targets. But if you get, like, nice missiles that actually have health, or, you know, like a hacking drone or something, I think you'd want the flak. I'm just gonna go for a flak. That'll be fine. They're cheap enough to do. And that'll be done in, like, no time. Okay, and I stashed the other thing. So, I also have a few things left to do in Ramo. I kind of forgot about already. So let's head off and do that real quick. Just these couple contracts for money. Then we'll do the main storyline a little while, and then call the series done for the time being. I take the opportunity to walk around the deck of the ship. You hated to admit it, but Ashley had done a splendid job. Not only had she helped the various crew members in their duties, but she was also managing to take inventory of the hold. You knock on her cabin door to let you know you're coming in, and Ashley greets you with a smile from ear to ear. Good morning, Captain. Is there anything else to do? We could start with shooting practice. I would have liked to have had some of your weapons on more than one occasion. The girl raises her arms, and she winks and shoots her finger at you with a ridiculous sound. I literally don't have room for you, though. I can't let you be part of the crew. We'll see what this does. Her face changes immediately. It's not fair. You said if I followed your orders on the ship, you'd let me stay. That wasn't what you said at all, but it didn't matter either. The point is, you couldn't go back and forth with her behind you. Going around with such a young, uneducated girl would be a danger to herself. You have to go back home. You're still young and have your whole life ahead of you. If in the future you want to join the Republic, you can do it, but first you must go back home, fix things with your family. Ashley's quiet for a few seconds. Alright, let me stay a few more days. I swear, a few more days and I'll go back to my parents, please. I'd like to just return her now then, but okay. Totally it won't blow up in my face at all. Delivery will do second. Bounty hunters first. Are you just gonna like instant aggressive again? Yeah, okay. I think that's just how these are. Send a hack up to this guy. We're stuck on a meteor. God damn it. Fucking hacking drone. Okay, hopefully we can kill him before anything bad happens. Okay, cool.
One of the enemy ships has been destroyed.
The ship that remains turns off its engines. It just sort of flew down like below me and didn't do anything. I accept their transmission, and on my personal terminal, the captain starts talking. We surrender. The crew is unarmed. We'll allow the coupling of the ship so they can take us with you. Let's prepare the docking this time. Cloaking generator blueprint and a submachine gun. Cloaking generator blueprint's quite nice. Well, like the blueprint for it. The fact that I got a blueprint is quite nice. Even if this goes wrong and we have to fight on their ship, we've got enough utility items that I think it'll be totally fine. The ship's hatch opens and you enter. As promised, the crew is unarmed. The team handcuffs them and escorts them to the cells of your ship. Oh, alright. We've got a long way to go to the nearest prison. Not really, we're literally heading there next. And I can't, like, blow this up just for funsies. And get the loot? Guess not. Alright, yep, we got a double delivery and also people in the prison cells then, right? Maybe. That an upgrade, not that it really does a whole lot. Gives it some more accuracy. The Species Conservation Investigation Center. Oh, is this the same place from before? I think so, right? We need to talk to the person in charge. Yeah. Get on the transport ship and start it up. The facilities were huge. Been flying over the area for a long time. Couldn't even see the laboratory we're going to. Yeah, we've had this before. Yeah, and then it's looking at us, and then, you're the person in charge. Hi. We've spoken before. We bring the cargo you asked for. Okay. We've been waiting for them for months. Our last sample of Sopranella has been a disastrous ending. The investigation has been at a standstill ever since. Did any tests go wrong? Not exactly. The specimen managed to parasitize one of our researchers without us noticing and left the facility. Oh, shit. Vincent was an intelligent and educated person, but he had a serious problem with gambling. As soon as he arrived at his apartment, some men to whom he owed money took charge of collecting the debt. Ugh. So they killed Vincent and his guest. Not at all. Once housed, the organism potentiates exponentially the capacities of the carrier. That night, Vincent could break a steel bar with his own hands. Apparently, the brawl made him hungry, and he went home to eat a peanut butter sandwich. Although we were not aware of it, it seems that the organism we were studying reacts violently to any trace of nuts. Huh. As soon as Vincent swallowed the first bite, they both exploded into the air like a firecracker. Dot dot dot. What the shit? Well, thank you very much, Captain. You have been a great help to us. If you visit us again, don't hesitate to talk to me. Any help we get around here always comes in handy. Well, 500 credits. That's not much. Alright, well, that's a fucking thing. Now what? After receiving a summons via the loudspeakers, you quickly head to engineering. The chief engineer is already waiting for you. Bad news, Captain. We have a terrible system breakdown in the engines that will permanently reduce the power unless resolved. Alright, yeah. That's fine. Weaken the hull for a bit. We're heading to a station right now. We've also had that event happen. So commercial zone and then prison. Yeah, that's their prison. Okay. I thought that was like the ship prison thing. 100 credits. Well, that ain't fucking worth it at all. Man, I'll blow up all their ships always, all the time. There's another Gatling blueprint. You want her too? Please? I feel weird having this resin shipment here with Ashley. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, I think that was everything. Oh, whoops, photo mode. Ugh, stalker key bindings, man. This is everything here, so we can head to the mission report on ClosetYeti. Yeah.
Activate the weapons. All crew to battle stations.
Fucking pirates.
One of the enemy ships
Shot my drone at the first one and then used my #1 ability, killed him real quick, and before the drone got to him, changing target, the drone went onto the second guy and locked onto him, so that worked out pretty well. I think that might be the way to do it if you got the firepower to do it. Just launch the drone right away and kill the guy before the drone gets there, so then the drone goes for the second guy, because it's not like you can just say, this guy, drone, and it autopilots. That'd be kind of a cool thing for like later ranks of the hacking drone or something, but for the time being, that's just... I think that might just be how we have to do it. Captain, it's happened again. That strange signal is back. Let's listen to it again. Uh-oh. You place the headset on and listen to the signal again. As had happened before, the signal changes frequency, the noise becomes clear, and you hear a voice in your mind. The voice speaks an unknown language, but you understand it perfectly and obey. When you come to, you're alone in the bridge. Before you are multiple dead crew members covered in blood. Your yellow captain's uniform is now stained blood red. Oh fuck. Everything seems fine. I'm sure it's okay. It's nobody important. Just miscellaneous crew members. Yeah, that's... Hey Ashley, how you doing? You enter the facilities excited. This was your first victory. With the Phoenix Destroyer vanquished, the enemy alliance had been weakened. You head straight to the Admiral's office. There's much to talk about. The conflict has expanded. The Phoenix, the Genesis, the anticipated attack of Vice Admiral Mason. With all this in mind, you knock on the huge office door and are welcomed in. Admiral Darrell Flynn says, Captain Issaby, I've been waiting for you. I wanted to congratulate you on your performance at Tasset Stella. It's been a long time since I've had such mastery in battle. Scott was definitely right about you. I just sat back and just shot a bunch. Thank you, Admiral, but I guess you didn't bring me here just to congratulate me. Or it is my duty as captain. I would have gladly given my life for the Republic. No, we'll do the first one. The operation may have been successful, but such behavior on the part of the Vice Admiral is completely unacceptable. Of course, most captains like you were summoned without my consent. I can't blame them for taking orders from a superior. No punishment shall fall upon them. Mason assured us they were your orders. Kendra Mason has been removed from her military post. Her reckless act has been dictated as high treason against the Interstellar Republic. Her sentence is death. Jesus. She bravely led the attack. I know, Captain. There's nothing we can do. It's the Council's decision. Mason had acted behind our backs, putting both the operation and the lives of the captains who followed it at high risk. Regardless of its success, insubordination and recklessness, it cannot go unpunished. Perhaps I could have interceded her if she had been present at the barracks, but the very coward has fled with part of our fleet and is hidden somewhere in the universe. We haven't heard from her since the battle at Tasset Stella, but don't worry, we'll find her sooner than later. Oh, great. So she's wanted for high treason with the punishment of death, but she's escaped with a bunch of people and we don't know where she is. Fantastic. What about the Genesis? The repairs of the Genesis are going particularly slow. For years it has been the most sophisticated ship in our fleet, and rebuilding it is a real challenge for the engineers in charge. However, returning it to its original state will not be enough. We must go one step further. That's the reason for our meeting. I need a trusted captain to find one of our former men, Dr. John Banner, the engineer in charge of the Genesis project. A brilliant man in command with the teams that participated in the construction of the most advanced ship in our entire fleet. Where can I find him? Been an asset for many years. Assigned dozens of research missions. Assigned to a Children of the Sun ship as an undercover agent. His analytical skills are unmatched. He filtered information from within and sabotaged the project. 2 months ago, the last we heard from him was that he had been discovered and managed to escape alive. Oh man, alright. Find him with the greatest caution possible. Children of the Sun looking for him. In a house on the outskirts of Endcliff, near the University of Space Engineering, where he taught before being recruited. Okay. Talk to his wife, Anna. Alrighty. Endcliff, a great city recognized by its dozen highly reputable academic institutions and home to Dr. Banner and his family. You land on the planet and leave the spaceport to enter the city. According to Flynn's direction, Banner lived in a huge house on the outskirts with his wife. To get there, the easiest thing would be to rent a small transport ship that would allow you to move without much trouble through the big city. Sure. You insert the address in the ship and enjoy the views. The fact that Endcliff was home to the most prestigious space engineering university was no coincidence. The city shined with its own light, contrasting with most of the cities you had visited. From the sky, you can see the gigantic monuments and institutions in the heart of the city. The open spaces and green areas stand out as a complex, however efficient network of streets and buildings shine brightly under the light of the star of the sector. The voice of one of your crew members brings you back to reality. Captain, we're here. The street is completely clear and you walk for a while around the fence that limits the property of Dr. Banner. With the insistence with which the Admiral had spoken of him, you could imagine that his skill had taken him to the professional pinnacle, but seeing that house certainly confirmed it. You ring in front of the great gate of the enclosure and a voice with an accent receives you. I'm sorry, the owners can't attend you at this time. Captain is to be captain of the Interstellar Republic, or we're here because of the disappearance of Dr. John Banner. We'll go with the first one because the second one doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a cool guy here to be friendly and nice. Children of the Sun are looking for him. It could be that they know that they're being looked for, so... From the communicator comes a ridiculous voice that lets you pass. The gates open before you and you walk the path that leads to the porch of the mansion. As soon as you call, a middle-aged man with a dorky face comes out to meet you. You hold out your hand to introduce yourself formally, but immediately he turns around and begins to speak. Hello, Captain. I suppose you've come for the disappearance of my brother-in-law. Go ahead, my sister Anna is in the Great Hall. The poor woman hasn't picked herself up since her husband's... And you'd be Anna's brother. Follow him. The woman gets up when she sees you come in and addresses her brother. Howard, who are they? Don't worry, Anna, it's the Interstellar Republic. They're coming to talk about John. Admiral Flynn requires his services. Anna is surprised. Her face turns red and tears flow from her eyes. She gets up from the big sofa and becomes much more aggressive. What do you think? John has always been at your disposal, no matter how risky or crazy his mission was. He has always come to your call without paying any attention to me. All this is your fault. I told him it was dangerous. I told him not to get involved in your dangerous scheming. I told him he wouldn't come back any day. And now he has disappeared. You have the nerve to come to my house and interrogate me because you require him for your stupid war. Get out of my house. Get out. I won't stand another minute of any of you. Interrogate? I'm not an interrogator. I've yet to ask a question. Allow me to join you, Captain. I've been to more than once for work. I'm sure you could use someone who knows the area and has your back. What? Alright, it'll be helpful to have someone who knows this area. Cool, I want him. Thank you, Captain, don't worry. I know this whatever place like the back of my hand. With me, we'll go completely unnoticed. Finding us will be like looking for a needle in the whole universe. Okay. I guess we're going there.
Don't worry, John. We'll bring you back safe and sound. Engines at full power.
Calm down, Howard. You don't have to keep me company on the bridge. You can go back to your cabin.
And leave you unprotected? No way! Howard Huggins will take care of you.
Oh my god, this guy. Okay. I guess we're going there. I think some of the conversation was just skipped, but a flag was still raised somewhere. I'm not really sure. It still says to go to his house outside of Enclave in the space sector Imperator Ultima. Imperator Ultima. Okay, so he's got a second house here, apparently. Jesus, this guy. He's so loaded. Guess the Republic really takes care of their, well, basically like their chief engineer, I suppose, right?
We're here! I've never been so happy to see the solid ground!
Howard, we will try to go as unnoticed as we can, so please try not to draw attention.
Draw attention to myself? Ha! Don't worry. I'll be as quiet as a sharp-eyed lynx. You won't be able to detect— Ouch! What's this beam doing here?
Oh god. Oh god. The Zaya Desert. Arid land surrounding the city of Zaya. Its extension and discretion make it the perfect area to land and enter the city without attracting attention. Okay. You land in the shadow of a gigantic dune. As soon as the hatch of the ship opens, a wave of extreme heat runs through your body. You preferred 1,000 times that infernal heat to spending another second with Howard Huggins on the bridge. The man was not entirely malicious. It might even be admirable that he has agreed to come here to save his brother-in-law. Perhaps that was what had prevented you from abandoning him at the most dangerous station you had ever known. Wait, Captain, I'm going too. Alright, fine, go ahead, we'll advance in silence. Bring him with, you never know. The road to Zaya was awfully hard. The city was surrounded by an immense desert, making it the only habitable point in hundreds of kilometers. The only way to get in without attracting attention was to walk through the sand and get there by foot. You pass through the giant wall and have to rub your eyes a couple of times to make sure of what you have in sight. In the walls of the houses, in the premises, wherever you look, you see the insignia of the Children of the Sun. Oh god. Zaya had been taken. If by any chance Dr. Banner was alive, it was a matter of time before he was found. This is not a cool place to be. You advance in a group through the city in search of answers. In the middle of the streets, you see several patrols of the Children of the Sun guarding. That was an extremely serious matter. Until now, the presence of the Children of the Planets of the Republic had been nothing more than small isolated centers. Seeing that city dominated was only a reminder of what could happen if the Children of the Sun took control of the universe. After a few hours in the city, you begin to feel a certain rejection from the others. No matter how much you tried to go unnoticed, a greeting was enough to attract the attention of the people, who quickly took off to flee. It was natural, with everything that was happening. No one would be willing to be involved in any problem by a few strangers. A voice on your back freezes your blood. A guard of the Children of the Sun says, "Look guys, isn't that Inspector Huggins?" You turn to find yourself face to face with an armed group of guards. These, unlike most of the patrols you had seen around, did not wear the uniform of the Children of the Sun, but they did have their rifles. "Well, Inspector Huggins, I'm glad to see you here. I was looking forward to some of your visits. I would tell you to give my regards to your colleagues at SMC, although I don't think I'll be seeing them for quite some time. So, Turner, good to see you. It's been a long time since I've been here." The man grabs Huggins by the collar of his jacket. "My name is Daniel Matthews, asshole. Your shitty report cost me my job. I was left on the street after 15 years on the job because of you." Huggins shrugs without knowing what to say. "You're coming with us to the factory. Chain him up." One moment. May as well roll for it, I guess. 7 or higher. Good luck. 2. Damn. You stand in front of Howard, blocking the way to the approaching guard. "This man is our prisoner. Mr. Huggins has been a SMC reviewer for over 20 years. Our mission was to bring him safely to Zaya, but we will only hand him over to a higher rank." The guard glances at your crew with a hesitant gesture. "One moment. Who exactly have you been asked to hand him over to?" Take out the guns. Here we go, I guess. They don't seem that bad, really. Oh, interestingly, one of them's named. Oh yeah, that was like their main dude that Huggins or whatever was talking to, right? Okay. Okay, it's nice that we go first. Because we've just won because of that. Without really taking much damage at all. Ta-da! With no choice, you draw your weapons and the skirmish begins. The flashes and explosions rumble between the streets. It was of vital importance to end the combat as soon as possible, and to get out of there if you did not want to face the reinforcements of the Children. Numerical and tactical superiority gives you the advantage, and you quickly end the lives of 2 of the guards. The third is sheltered behind a wall and tries to escape. As soon as he gets up with the intention of running, you hit him in the back of the neck with a perfect shot. You check the bodies and find a magnetic card with the symbol of the SMC on it. "I think I have an idea." You tie Howard's hands and head over to the SMC's processing plant. According to what the guard had said, his intention was to imprison you there. There was a possibility that they had taken complete control of it and were using it as a quartet. If Dr. Banner was still alive, it was very likely he would be there. You advanced silently all the way to the entrance gate. On the metal walls of the complex, you could see visible marks of the combat. The SMC had lost control of the plant. You swipe the access card through the slot, and the gate is pushed aside. In the middle of the corridor, 2 armed guards receive you. One of the SMC's inspectors, we bring him in as a prisoner. Luck, 7 or higher. We get 2 rolls. They do not add up. Oh, 1 and 8, nice. You go through the rooms and see the machinery turned off. On the big transport belts, there are hundreds of half-mounted rifles. The Children had turned that processing plant into a weapons assembly line. With a point of production in the middle of the territory of the Interstellar Republic, supplying the deployed troops had become a very simple task. What now? We have no idea where the prisoners are. The only place I can think of are the warehouses. The different properties of the materials mean we must have insulated chambers with aperture control. It's impossible to get out of there if they don't open you from the other side with an access card. Okay, Huggins. Well done, I guess. Howard leads you through the floor of the room with the storage chambers. You use the access card to open the huge gates one by one until you come across a group of prisoners. Inside the chamber, about 6 people look at you from the other end in fear. Dr. John Banner is one of them and says, "Howard, is that you? What happened? What are you doing here?" You reassure the prisoners while Howard brings Dr. Banner up to speed regarding the situation. "Dr. Banner, we've come for you." Interesting that they didn't just kill Banner on, right on the spot. Dr. John Banner says, "The mission I had been entrusted with failed miserably. Before I knew it, the rest of the team had exposed my cover. I left the ship as fast as I could and luckily made it alive to the space station in the sector we were in. Knowing that the Children of the Sun were on my heels, I boarded a merchant freighter that was headed towards Aya. Without credits and without any kind of documentation, I was thinking of enlisting in some ship that would depart in the direction of Endcliff when I saw the Children's fleet coming down from the sky. They didn't take long to find me. Luckily, no one has recognized me so far. They thought that they could just finish me off, but I assured them that I could be useful in the plant. Since then, I've been held prisoner here, taking care of the maintenance and repair of the machinery." The Children of the Sun are looking for you, Banner. "No one has recognized me so far. They just wanted to finish me off, but I assured them that I could be useful in the plant. Since then, I've been prisoner here, taking care of the maintenance and repair of the machinery. Tomorrow, my luck will run out. I met Novak at Tacit Stella while working on the Genesis project. If the Children of the Sun want something from me, I'm sure Novak will recognize me, even though so many years have passed. These men have nothing to do with the buffoons they left at the factory. You have to get out of the cell before it happens." Banner says it wouldn't do any good. Even if we managed to get out of the chamber, we'd still be trapped in the plant. The gates of the processing rooms can only be opened with the corresponding keycards. The Children of the Sun made sure to get all the cards from the workers to hand out to the ringleaders of the guard. I don't think there's a card left in this city that hasn't been requisitioned. Huggins says, "Few people know, but SMC inspectors have plant opening credentials. Only senior management is allowed to restrict access or make a change to the processing plant keys. If the children are using the old workers' cards, it is very likely that my identification will still be active." You and Banner cross glances with surprise. It was the first time Howard had said anything useful on the whole trip. Not counting the earlier things he was saying. Well done, for the second time. As soon as you can, you begin the preparations for the escape. Dr. Banner directs the rest of the prisoners and your crew to collect as much organic crystal as you can find in the warehouse. Banner says, SMC has been controlling the organic crystal market for years. They are the main ones in charge of the extraction, processing, and distribution of the material to use it as a catalyst in weapons and other artifacts. Due to its incredible hardness, the extraction of the resource in its natural state is practically impossible. Sharp Hill extractors have been using the ammonium chloride solutions to soften the edges for years. The crystal reacts to the substance and begins to change its structure, releasing an acid component. I'm sure you've all heard of organic acid. And where are we going to get that from? Banner says that won't be a problem. I can synthesize it with some of the materials in the warehouse. What worries me most is that the crystals that SMC had stored here have already been modified before being transported, so we can't count on pure acid. Hopefully it will be enough to weaken some of the vents before Novak arrives. Without a better plan, you get to work. You collect all the material you find and concentrate it on the base of one of the ventilation grids. Banner takes a few hours to prepare the component, but ends up getting it. As John had said, it doesn't take long for the glass to start to smoke when he pours a strange potion he had prepared. It's not until after a while that you finally get to open the grid. I'll go first. One by one, you pass through the conduit to the outside room where you retrieve your equipment. The first light rays at the start of the sector enter the gigantic grids of the walls. It was about to dawn. Dr. Banner approaches you. Captain, promise me one thing. Before I let the children capture me, finish me off. I believe the Children of the Sun want me for my services, and if I know them as well as I think I do, I know they will end up getting what they want from me. I do not intend to be the builder of the weapon that ended the life of the universe. You'll have to take us down first. You leave the room cautiously and sneak out. Distributed by the plant, small groups of soldiers patrol the corridors and walkways. Going unnoticed with so many people would not be an easy task. Perhaps there was another way. You could take advantage of the surprise to uncover yourself and the crew to proceed to attack. The exit was not far. The prisoners could take advantage of the chaos and advance without being discovered, although you would be in immense danger. Well, sneak past the patrol, aptitude 9 or higher, or just serve as a decoy with the crew. Let's just... Fuck it, sneak past. We got this shit. We can get a 10. Come on. Fuck. You lead the escape with mastery, organizing different groups that advance undercover. Sheltered between the machinery, you finally see the exit gate. You had to think of something. The way to it was completely clear, forcing you to be revealed if you passed through there. You hear a sudden noise that soaks the back of your neck. Howard Huggins had just sneezed. Alerted guards raise their weapons and head towards you. Man. I wonder if I get like a fancy negative because I rolled a 1. That'd be a nice touch. It's pretty straightforward and easy combat though by the looks of it. Although Alexandre LeBlanc is quite injured. Yeah, Alexandre LeBlanc is dead. Like dead, or if I get the opportunity to like maybe medic him, I don't know. 3 attack, randomly damages. Let's huck a grenade. 3 attack, yeah. Let's grenade it. Okay. Killed 2 of them, so it's just the 1 guy left. Ah, shit. I don't have enough points currently. Wait, but... Oh, because it rounds down, right? They rolled for half of the attack, but their attack of 1, half of that is 0.5, which would then round down to be no attack. It should be like minimum 1, I think, right? That seems strange. Yeah, Alexandre LeBlanc is gone. Damn. Man, that sucks. While you keep the soldiers at bay, the prisoners manage to get out through the gate next to Mr. Huggins. That was the end. The guards continue to enter the room at almost a faster rate than you had finished them off. The frenzy of battle had separated the group, and you no longer even know if your entire crew is still alive. But if you were going to die there, you could swear it was going to be taking as many children of the sun with you as you could. A blast of thunders opens the wall of the room. One of the SMC ships fires at the gangways, causing multiple explosions in the machinery on which the rubble falls. The ship is concentrated on your enemies, giving you a chance to flee. While you keep the soldiers at bay, the prisoners manage to get out through the gate next to Mr. Huggins. Again. Your communicator lights up and a familiar voice brings you back to reality. Reinforcements are here, Captain. Good job, Huggins. You get up and run to the hatches that face the outside as fast as you can. The room is close to collapse. Using one of the cards of the guards, you manage to gather outside. The ship stops the attack and heads towards you with the intention of landing. The gateway opens, letting you get on board while Howard Huggins waits inside with a smile on his face. They haven't bothered to restrict access to the aircraft either, Captain. We couldn't abandon you guys. You direct a small SMC ship into the desert where you landed. You had to leave the planet immediately. The Children of the Sun would soon find out about this, and you did not intend to be there by the time they discovered it. The prisoners would board your ship. Leaving them in the city would be too risky for them, and you didn't have to distribute them around the planet, and you didn't have time to distribute them around the planet until the children's ships arrived. You'd land the ship, and quickly the crew and you go to your posts to prepare for takeoff. So we also have a bunch of refugees. Mission accomplished. Alright, rest in peace, whoever that was.
Novak won't just let us run away.
We won't let them get to you, Banner. Engines at full power. We must derail the children's ships.
Damn. Alright. Well, I mean, it's easy enough to replace people, I suppose. Like, their level's not, they're gonna be a lower level. It's like if I go to the Allied station, which is right over here, I can maybe recruit somebody at like level 3 or something, whereas my people are 6, nearly 7, so...
Captain, we've been found! Two children's ships are approaching!
We found Banner. Keep the ship at bay and send our coordinates to Commander Novak.
Kill them! Don't let
And
them
hacking
reveal our
drones on
position.
him. The butt is the weak spot. Cool. An SMC submachine gun.
Looking for you, Captain. I was looking forward to thanking you personally for what you have done in Zia. I can't believe you left without saying goodbye.
It must have been very hard to know that we rescued Dr. Banner right from under your nose, Novak. Does Nardos know that it only took one captain of the Republic to finish off your men and rescue the prisoners?
Don't worry. I'm sure he'll be more than happy when I bring you before him, dead or alive. You should not compare us to the slag from the processing plant.
All hands to battle stations!
Okay. I couldn't fire before, so I wasn't sure what was happening here. Oh my god. Our fire rate is
Don't claim victory
ridiculous.
So soon, Captain. We'll get Banner back, one way or another.
You'll have to go through me first!
Dr. Banner will come to us if he wants to see his wife alive again. I can almost hear his wife's screams as we cut her apart piece by piece.
This guy's voice, I can't take him seriously.
Damn you! You're nothing but cowards!
You won't get out of this one alive, Novak!
This dude's flying is really, really bizarre. There you go, he's shut down now.
You heard them, Captain. They're after Anna. We have to get back to Encliffe at once.
We can't let them capture Anna. You've seen what they are capable of in Zia.
We won't let the children capture it. You have my word. May, engines to full power. We need to get there before Nardos' soldiers do.
Yo, one sec. I'll station first. Let me repair and see what they've got. Maybe refill my crew member. Although we could also see if the Ashley situation resolves itself and maybe we can change our mind and pick her up. I don't know.